Hello everyone, this is Nirchar Gupta from Department of Civil Engineering, SIRT Bhopal under the SAGE group. In today's video lecture, we are going to see about the highway development and planning in the world and in India also. This topic comes under the Transportation Engineering 2, that is CE 502 as per your RGPV curriculum and in syllabus. Now, moving forward, if we see about the highway development, that how it has progressed across the world. If we see the first construction, that was the Roman construction, they have constructed the road in around 312 BC. And after that, it had the construction was followed by the Tresagoid construction in 1764 AD, which was done in the France. We have in the 19th century the Telford construction, which was carried out in England in Metcalf construction. That was a very short period, but his contribution was remarkable, and it was lasted about the 1717 to 1810. And the last construction we have is the Macadam Construction, which has started in 1756 and lasted up to 1836. But still we are following the Macadam Construction, like waterbound Macadam and many more. So let's see about the brief about the Roman constructions. In this Roman construction, they have constructed the road in which they have considered that the large foundation stones are very much required at the bottom of the surface as well as on the top of the surface, and in between they have filled the dressed stone. Along with these stones, they have used the lime concrete to provide the better stability. And this was not only finished, and they have also provided, if we see the stone on the sides of the pavement, this you can see that they have provided this large stone at the side so that we can provide the better stability to the road. And these stones are nowadays termed as curbs, which we are going to discuss more about curves in the separate sections. This is all about the Roman construction, and the road was overall very good. If we compare the time, that was 312 BC, which was constructed, they have constructed in that time over 580 kilometers of road. And with the time, the road also need the advancement so as the Roman roads. In the Roman roads, if we see the drawbacks of this road, that is the we are not having any proper smooth surface at the top of the pavement because of providing the large stone on the top. And also they believe that the large foundation stones are not at all required. So these all things made the advancement over the construction, and that have resulted in the Tresagoid construction. And also the one of the major concern was that on the top surface there was no slope, so all the rainwater that is being used is accumulated on the surface, and we cannot use the pavement for more time. And so moving towards the second, that is the Tresagoid construction. Under the Tresagoid constructions, if we see, this was carried out by Tresagoid, which have developed an improved method of construction in France, and during the 1764 AD. So that is almost the long period of time between the Roman construction and the Tresagoid constructions, in which they have considered that the top surface must be smooth. So because of this concept, they have used the lime concrete mixed with the stone or the top surface. And also they have provided, if we see that this surface is inclined, so that is they have provided the cross slope also. So because of this cross slope, we are having the better water clearing capacity, self cleaning capacity of the road, and because of which the all the rainwaters just move towards the side drains, and we can use for the road for the more time as compared to the Roman roads. And still, if we see the drawbacks of the road, then they have provided only on the top surface the cross slope, but on the bottom layers, like the yellow color that you are seeing in the screen, that is the dressed stone with lime, it is not having any slope. The dressed stones are not having any slope. The large foundation stones are still existing, and they are also not having any slope. They have provided the slope on the top layer only, and the large foundation stones are found to be of not that much use. So we are having the more advancement on this surface, that comes with the Telford construction. And in this Telford construction, this construction was carried out in England in the 19th century. And he has proposed in this Telford construction that the side drains are having the slope. Side drains are also being provided with the along with the pavement, so that all the rainwater can be easily washed away. And again, the all it's almost the same of that the previous Tresagoid construction, only the thing is that they have provided the slope along with the layers. So again, they have the better stability. And if we see that the large stone still exists, and we termed it as curves. So again, we are moving towards the Metcalf construction. In the Metcalf constructions, we have the period of 1717 to 1810. And if we see, he was a remarkable man. Being the blind, he have also he had constructed about 300 kilometers of road. And also, he believed that good road should have good foundation and be well drained and have smooth convex rounded surface to allow rainwater to drain quickly into the ditches at the side of the road. In the priorly, we have discussed about the three different types of road, in which all the roads we have provided the side drains. And he also believed that side drain is very much needed, but the main concept that he has provided is that is the convex surface. If we see this red line, then it is the convex surface, that the road should have the convex surface, and that must be attached with a side drain, so that the all the rainwater that is coming on the surface may be easily collected in these side drains, and we can ultimately increase the life of the road. So that is very much required, and his contribution was also very much recorded. So in the Metcalf construction, they have still, we are using the large foundation stone. So again, we are moving towards the final highway development, that is the Macadam construction. The Macadam construction is named after the John Macadam in the year 1756 to 1836. He has developed an entirely a new method of road construction, which was moreover to the scientific approach. And he was working since 1756 to 1836, but he has entirely developed a new method in around 1815, in which he has suggested that the heavy stones are not at all required to be placed at the bottom layer. So he has provided stones of size less than 5 centimeter to a uniform thickness of 10 centimeters. And also he has provided the cross slope, that is the slope to the every layer of the pavement. And so that the every layer of the pavement is having the side slopes, overall stability and the cross slope of the pavement can be achieved. So because of all these things, we are having a better stability, and the side drains also exist. And in some parts, he has suggested for the curb portion, and in some he hasn't suggested for the curbs. So if we talk about the curves, that is a very separate topic which we are going to study about the curves in the coming sessions. So this was all about the highway development across the world, and Macadam has remarkably given a very new definition for the highway, and still we adopt these Macadam constructions scientific thinking approach that we are constructing, still we are constructing the waterbound macadam, and in the forms of the layers like subgrade we are providing sub base, base layer, surface layer, and over the over these layers we are providing some of the treatments also that we are going to study in the coming sessions. This was all about, if we just go through the construction of the highway in the world, that is the first we have the Roman construction, after that Tresagoid, Telford, Metcalf, and the Macadam construction. This was all about the constructions of the road in the world. But now we have the road construction in India, and which is very much important to know about the highway development in India. If we see the highway development in India, it at the beginning of the British rule, the conditions of the road were very much deteriorated, and more importance was given to the railways at that time. But in 1865, Lord Dalhousie, the Governor General, formed the Public Works Department, which is the very same department that exists in the form of the different state Public Work Department, PWD department, and the Central Public Works Department, that is the CPWD. So after the First World War, motor vehicle using the road increases and demanded a better road network. So the British government passed a resolution in 1927, and in response to which Jekar Committee was constituted in 1927 under the leadership of Mr. M.R. Jekar. And this committee has given certain recommendations which have been discussed here. We are having the majorly the 5 different recommendations, and in which the first recommendation is that the road development should be considered as a national interest. As a result of this national interest, I have highlighted the results of the recommendation, that is in the red ink. That is the as a result of national interest, the participation and funding from central and the state government took part. And in the second recommendation, they have said that an extra tax should be charged on the petrol and the diesel for road development and its maintenance. That means the vehicle are that are using petrol and diesel are traveling on the road, so they must be charged for the road development also. And if we see, as a result, the Central Road Fund, that is very popularly known as CRF, was established in 1929. And the third recommendation is that we have to form a semi-official technical body. Again, as a result, IRC, which is very popularly known as Indian Road Congress, which was formed in 1934. I would suggest you to please recall and remember the years in which the Central Road Fund was established, the year in which the IRC was established, and we are have they also suggest, the committee also suggested for a establishment of a research and development institute, and as a result we have the Central Road Research Institute, popularly known as CRRI, established in 1950 in New Delhi. Again, I would request you to please give more focus on the establishment year that is being asked in the competitive exam in straightforwardly. Okay, and in the last point, the last recommendation of the Jekar committee was to give more stress on the long-term planning, and we have formed various 20 years road plans. 3 different 20 years road plans were formed. So if we see all the recommendations were given the due respect, and as a result we have taken these necessary steps for every recommendation, and every recommendation and their steps is taken are very much important from your exams point of view also. So these all were the recommendations for the highway development in India. And if we see more about during this recommendation period, certain acts and the policies were formed. If we see the Motor Vehicle Act, that was formed in 1939. If we see the National Highway Act, that was formed in 1956. NHAI, popularly known as National Highway Authority of India, that was formed in 1988. And the famous, very famous NHDP that still exists, the National Highway Development Program. They are having the two very famous programs, that is, one is National Quadrilateral and second is East West North South corridors. Under this golden quadrilateral, they have connected four major cities of different of different corners, like Delhi from the north, Kolkata from the east, Mumbai from the west, and Chennai from the south. From the every part of the country, they have connected these cities through a very good quality of road, which is termed as golden quadrilateral, and these are also termed as the business roads. And in the east west corridor, we are having the road connectivity from Silchar in the east to Porbandar, Gujarat in the west, and in the north to south corridor, we are having the roads from Srinagar from the north to Kanyakumari to the south. And this is the still the project that we are using, and we have completed the project also. So this was all about the highway development program in India, how the Jakar committee was formed, how the Britishers have resulted in the highway development, especially the Lord Dalhousie, the Governor General, who has formed the Public Works Department also, and the various, we are having the NHDP programs, NHAI, Highway Act, and this was all about the highway development in the world as well as in the India. Thank you for patiently listening. Thank you.